Today, we're going to talk about something that uses our best intentions against us: fake charity scams. Our goal here is really simple. It's to help you see how they work so you can give with confidence and, most importantly, with peace of mind. This is all about being aware, not about being afraid. When we see people going through a tough time, whether it's a natural disaster or a personal crisis, that urge to help is, well, it's powerful. It's what makes us human, and it's what holds our communities together. It's something we should always value.
And that's the big question, isn't it? Scammers know that good people want to help, so they create these really convincing stories to pull that generosity in the wrong direction. So let's talk about how you can make sure your kindness actually gets to the people who need it.
Okay, so let's get into it. Scammers basically set what you could call a kindness trap. They go right after our compassion, often by making up fake emergencies or even using real ones. Why? Because they know that's when we're most likely to act fast, without really thinking it through. And these traps aren't hiding in some dark corner of the internet. Nope. They're showing up right where we are every single day. On WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Instagram, and even just through a simple phone call. And it's that familiarity that makes it so easy to get caught off guard. The good news, though, is that these scams, they usually follow a pretty predictable script. Once you learn to recognize that pattern, spotting the scam becomes a whole lot easier. So let's break down what we can call the scammer's toolkit. It pretty much boils down to 3 steps. First, they pull you in with an emotional hook. Second, they try to create a sense of false trust, maybe by using a name that sounds really close to a real charity. And third, they pile on the urgent pressure to make you feel like you have to donate right this second. So that first part, the emotional hook, is specifically designed to get you to stop thinking and start feeling. When you see a really heartbreaking photo or read a tragic story, your first instinct is just to help. And scammers are counting on that powerful feeling to keep you from asking any tough questions. All right, let's look at how this whole toolkit actually plays out in the real world. Now, this is just an example to help us learn how it works. It's not meant to scare anyone, but just to show how all these pieces fit together. This is a real message a man in Chennai got on his WhatsApp. You can see it all right there. The emotional hook of a sick child, a very specific request for money, and a super easy, direct way to send it. It feels so immediate, so personal.
And he did what so many of us would have done. He saw a child who needed help. And he acted on that impulse to do something good. He sent the money. It's a completely natural reaction.
But unfortunately, when he decided to check on it later, he found out the truth. The hospital told him there was no patient with that name. The whole story was just made up. It was a scam that had been floating around for months, just collecting money from kind-hearted people. So now we get to the most important part of all of this: what you can actually do about it. Let's walk through a very simple safety checklist that'll help you make sure your donation makes a real difference. Okay, the very first thing is to just notice that feeling inside you. If you get a message and it suddenly makes you feel really sad or guilty or like you need to do something right now, pause. Seriously, just take a breath. That feeling of urgency, that is the scammer's #1 tool. It's a tactic meant to rush you into acting before you have a chance to think. The moment you pause, you take all that power back. And after you've taken that pause, your next step is to verify. Just a few minutes of checking can make all the difference. So, what does it actually mean to verify? Let's look at a few easy steps. Your checklist is really simple. First, instead of clicking a link in a message, always go directly to the charity's official website yourself. Then, do a quick online search for the campaign itself. See what other people are saying. A really good rule of thumb is to stick with organizations you already know and trust. And finally, talk to your family about this stuff. Making everyone aware is how we protect each other. So if you only remember one single thing from our chat today, let it be this next one. This is probably the most important rule for giving safely. A real cause can wait a few minutes for you to verify. Think about it. A legitimate organization will never pressure you for an immediate donation. They'll actually welcome you taking a moment to check because it shows you're a thoughtful donor. That sense of urgency is almost always a red flag. The whole point of this is not to make you suspicious of everyone who asks for help. It's to help you feel empowered, to feel informed. Your awareness truly is your best protection. By just staying calm and being a little cautious, you can make sure your desire to do good actually does good. If you stay alert, you stay safe. Thanks so much for watching. stay aware, and please share this information with your family.